COVID-19 has negatively impacted many different organisations over the past few months. I'm here at Hughenden Manor to see what impact it's had on the National Trust, and specifically this house, now that they've reopened the house to the public. Hughenden Manor was the home of former Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, as well as the base for Operation Hillside during the Second World War. The house reopened to visitors on Monday the 28th of September. I went along the Sunday after to see what it was like there. I spoke to two members of staff there that work at the manor to find out the impact of COVID-19.
The whole site had to close initially because government guidelines meant that no visitor attractions to stay open. Luckily, we were able to get the gardens and the parkland open within a couple of months of the lockdown, but the house, because it's enclosed space, because it has all sorts of historic finishes, took us rather longer to get sorted out. There's been challenges and there's been benefits. So normally we would struggle every single day with the level of light that's getting into the house, falling onto the historic objects. Obviously having it shut for 6 months has particularly helped with that.
Although we've been down members of the team because we've had people on furlough, we have been able to deep clean spaces without visitors or volunteers in. So we've definitely given spaces a good clean, a good condition report, and looked after them as they should be.
We're still able to do all of the conservation work we would have planned to. It's just the speed that we can achieve it that's been impacted. Normally we have a wonderful dedicated team of volunteer conservation assistants, 7, 8, 9 of them, who'd come in and help us through particularly the closed period or through winter clean or with daily conservation tasks, and they've not been able to get in to help us.
As you will have seen, the Trust has lost quite a lot of money and we've had to really tighten our belt on spending. So we've not been spending out on remedial conservation in the same way that we would have.
What was it like getting to reopen Hughenden Manor?
It's quite exciting because obviously the reason that we do a lot of this conservation is so that we can share it with our visitors and also our volunteers. It was also quite a strange feeling because we'd been in there on our own for 7 months, so suddenly opening the door in the middle of a pandemic we felt a bit nervous about, but I think after the first day that went away and it was just nice to be sharing the manor again.
Yeah, it got a little bit like Groundhog Day, being only one of us or 2 of us in the house on our own in the dark, day after day after day.
Has the reopening of Hughenden created any new challenges?
The main challenge was really just making sure that everything was safe, but our visitors were still seeing a good amount of the property and that our volunteers felt safe guiding. So that's definitely been a challenge, but feedback suggests that it's going okay.
Yeah, so we put a lot of effort into making sure people can sanitise themselves as they come in, as they go round. We've mapped all the surfaces that people might possibly touch as they move around. Any surface that's too historically significant or fragile, we've tried to get out of the way. So anything that is left, we're able to have a hygiene strategy that moves us around the house, cleansing anything that could have been touched to make it safe 2 or 3 times a day.
How have visitor numbers been affected by the pandemic?
Obviously for the first couple of months there are absolutely none. Then we got a slow trickle back on the booked only system, literally a couple of hundred a day for the first month or 2 after the garden and the park opened. We're up to nearly 1,000 bookable slots per day at the minute, but most days we're not filling those up. Before lockdown, about 80% of people that visited the site came into the manor, but it goes to show how nervous people are at the minute that only about 40 to 45% of people coming on the site are coming inside the house as well.
You can book a place to visit Hughenden Manor on the National Trust website.